I'm Sophia Humble, and I'm a freshman at Valor Christian High School. Did you know that having volunteer hours can help you get into college? According to college preparatory organizations, colleges want 75 to even 200 hours worth of volunteering throughout all 4 years at high school. Seems like a lot, right? Well, let's talk to our Discovery Coordinator, Miss Jody Knudsen, who can tell us some tips on how to manage them while also having fun. Thank you for joining me today.
You betcha.
How's your day going?
It's going well, thank you.
That's good. Okay, first question. How many hours should we aim for each year?
So if you have to graduate with 100 hours, we recommend you aim for 25 hours each year. That's a decent amount to bite off each year, rather than saving your 100 years or 100 hours for your senior year. That's a lot in 1 year.
Yes. Okay. How can we earn volunteer hours here at Valor?
So there's a couple ways you can earn them. Our service hours, you can earn 40% of your 100 hours on campus, and there's an opportunity there. There is a lot of off-site working with Christian organizations that serve the poor and marginalized that we will give you hours for. If you go to our website under service opportunities, there's already a lot of approved groups that we work with. If you don't see a group and you're wondering if we approve it, please feel free to come in and ask us and we'll let you know. And then a final way to earn discovery hours with us is to take part in a discovery service trip. So we send over 400 students a year, locally, nationally, and internationally on trips, and you can earn discovery hours that way as well.
Following up with that earlier, how can you get your program onto Valor's list of approved volunteer options?
So first, you'd want to make sure that it meets our criteria, which is one, it needs to be a Christian faith-based organization. So see if that checks your box there. That's question number one. And then ideally, it needs to serve the poor and the marginalized. Those are our specifics as well. That's what we, following the Lord's Great Commission, want to be doing. And then from there, come into Discovery, see Miss Monica or Miss Wen Fong with the information about your organization, and they can look into it for you and give you a thumbs up or a let's look at something else.
Okay. How can we measure volunteer hours on Discovery trips? Because I know you brought that up earlier.
Yeah. So each trip, based on the length of the trip, the difficulty of the trip, how much time you're actually in service, is going to have a designated amount of hours. So a trip like going to India is usually going to be closer to 40, maybe sometimes even 50 hours, whereas our local trip to Denver, where you're there for just a day or two, is going to be a lot less than that. So there's a range anywhere from 10 hours to 50 hours, depending on the trip you're on. And Discovery will give that to you when you complete your survey after the trip.
That sounds cool. Okay. How can we record and track our hours throughout our 4 years here?
Right. So there's an app called Helper, and you are given a link to go into that your freshman year. So if you aren't familiar with it, you probably haven't logged into it yet, but our front desk can send you a new login to get started on Helper. You will turn in all of your hours through Helper. There's just like any sort of login system online, and then we approve them on our end. So one of the things you want to make sure you have when you do Helper is whoever you worked with in the field, whoever was the organizer, your communication, whoever helps sign up, you're going to want to know their phone number, their name, and their email, because you'll be putting that in Helper with your hours.
Okay, that's really good to know. Thank you. Final question. What places are most common for students to volunteer here at Valor?
Like on campus?
Like off or on campus, either one.
Ooh, most popular. That's a good question. So on campus, probably our sports camps get a lot. I mean, there's just a lot to do there, right, in the summer. So whether you're in the arts doing the theater camp, or you're out on the fields doing soccer or lacrosse camp, that's probably our most popular to get hours on campus. And then, I mean, that's all preference, right? When you're off-site, someone going to India is going to have a different preference than someone who might want to go to Alaska. So they're all super popular that way. It just depends on the person.
Thank you so much.
You betcha.
Listen for your advice. Completing my volunteer hours seems so much easier and fun. Thank you for listening.
Thanks for having me.